Whoops. Be right back. All right, testing the sound. We got audio. We're looking good. We're looking sharp. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? What a day, what a day, what a day. Looking good as ever. Already jumping the gun, clicking the wrong button, going to Ortex. We're going to go over here. We're going to be good to go. Let's go, guys. So let's head to the chat. We'll talk about good old AMC, not a dead cat, and we'll keep it moving. All right. So Lee, yo, Mike, welcome. Wally, what's up? Lee, yeah, you saw me. Oh my gosh, a little blooper at the beginning, but that's all right. It's all good to go. Did not come back muted. Mike's working perfectly well, so take that. Dog says we healed or held strong today. I'm not sure which one it's supposed to be, but either way, it would look good either way. Nice and green and looking good in the after hours. Looking great in the after hours, right? Beautiful. David, hey, anyone see a giant double bottom on the daily candles? Oh gosh, the daily candles. I'm sure you're probably talking about these two. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the daily candles, but we'll take a look really quick. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, bottom over here. I mean, I don't know. A very interesting thought process. I love the optimism. Corey Preemptive, check your mute warning. Thank you for reminding me, guys. I figured out what the issue was. It was the way I record videos and this and that. So you know what? It's just going to be a non-issue anymore. Okay, non-issue. We're going to go ahead and get that. Let's see. Greetings from Maryland. What's up, Diamond Backhand? Welcome, my friend. You know what? It does. Man, you guys are really bullish on this this thing. Eric, how are you doing? Looking real good today. Bought the dip yesterday. I'm feeling so happy that I bought that freaking dip yesterday. I'm so happy that I did. Granted, it was at $40 this morning. Dipped all the way down to $38. But I'm still so happy I added my position. You know what I could. Really wasn't much. But averaging up. And then the stock continues to run. Even my I just love it. Just so good. So good. Johnson, what's up, Captain Cash? Welcome, my friend. Haven't seen you in a while. Kaylor, what is up? Diamond Hands. Diamond's on the East Coast for a wedding. Ooh, hope you're having a good time. Milios, what's up? No, y'all are trolling me. I know y'all can hear me. Oh my gosh. People are confused. People are trolling. My coworker who got back in today bought more on the dip. Let's go. What's up, Stoli? All right, let's talk about AMC. AMC had a fantastic day. Not bad. Not bad at all, right? AMC ended the day at 40, or the regular market hours at $47.94, up 6.37%. Looking mighty fine. And in the after hours, it is up even higher at $48.83. That's an increase of 1.86%. And we can see here, right? Like, what a wonderful day. Had a beautiful run in the morning, consolidated, or, little retracement, not bad. And then started to run again, which is, I'll take it. I'll take it all day long. Looks freaking great. And that's how it did. Let's take a look at GameStop. So GameStop ended the day, or the regular market hours, at $191.38 for plus 0.38%. And the after hours down 0.75% at $189.95. So this one kind of a little more consolidation. Did have a kind of double bottom over here. So we'll see if it continues to kind of run up. But we'll take a look. Brando says I YOLO'd $42 calls at $41. Let's say I made out like a bandit. Brando, I'm sure you did make out like a bandit. I did get some calls whenever I bought the dip. I did actually get some calls, and not bad. I'm up like 20%. And just to show you the power of these options, right? In my strike, I believe is, or it's a little further out. So my expiration date is, I think, at the end of this month, and my strike is, I think, $46 or $45. And I'm still up like 20% right now. So it was actually pretty great. Not bad at all. I'm sure you're probably up like 40 or higher. Depending on when your expiration date is, I think. Let's see. So GameStop. So continuing on GameStop. GameStop. So in the after hours, okay, we talked about the after hours. So it looks like there's a possible microscopic double bottom over here. We'll see if it continues to run. Hopefully the stocks just continue to run right now, right? Yeah. So looking at Dogecoin, so Dogecoin is kind of in a little tumble. If you are, oh, they expire tomorrow. Oh yeah, you're probably doing so good. You're probably up so much. What's your percentage that you're up, if you don't mind me asking? So yeah, Dogecoin looking pretty good. Here's the deal. If people are looking to take a position in a Dogecoin, personally, I would love to take a position here, but it's not the time for me yet, which is so weird because I would love to take a position right now, but I'm just going to hold off for a little bit. Lee says, my coworker said AMC is a falling knife and urged me to get out. I told him I'll make it a fall. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is getting violent, but I'm glad everyone is safe, I hope. And you know what's so cool about AMC is, like, you know, I talk about it, you know, obviously at work with everyone, and everyone, oh, you're up 50%. See, I knew you were going to be up something good. Man, you're sitting pretty. What's cool about AMC is, you know, everyone at work knows I'm in it. Obviously, I talk about it all the time. And well, I try not to annoy people, but you know, if they ask me, I only talk about it if they ask me about it, and they're like, "Oh, Corey, you must not be feeling so good today." That was yesterday, and I was like, you know what? And I explained to them about the short interest and everything that was going on, how I really wasn't too panicked, but they thought it was just so funny. You know, you're up 92%. Oh my gosh, read it wrong. The apes. Here's the deal. You don't have to be smart money to make money in this market, okay? If numbers are hard to read sometimes, if you're up 50%, if you're up 92%, you know what? It's green, and that's all that really matters, and it expires on tomorrow. So it is what it is. Wow. So let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin probably in a similar situation. Yeah. Not as similar as Dogecoin, but still at 32K. Not bad. Let's take a look at the tops for the day, and then we're actually going to go into Ortex and see what's going on over there. Options. No, what was I looking at? Oh, tops for the day. Sorry, I lost my chain of thought. Jeez, my train of thought. Whoa, this has to be an IPO, because there's no way, right? Yeah, so IPOs are wild and crazy. I don't know, these percentages really don't make sense. I guess it depends on where they initially released at, and then they kind of ran. So this is looking a little bit crazy, but IPOs are extremely volatile. You know how I feel about IPOs. Yikes is what I'll say. Let's see who else is at the tops of the day. Anything else we recognize over here? I know we've been taking a look at Marin. I am curious to know how they did today. All right, so top gainers, nothing we really recognize. Let's look at the top losers for now on the one day. Newegg. So we talked about this the other day, right? Let's take a look over here. So Newegg, and we talked about this, and this is exactly what I said. You know, I said that after we have a run up, whenever you have a day that is like this big, this was over 100%, well over 100%. I think it was 148% at the end of the day. And imagine how much higher it was throughout the beginning of the day. It was wild. Probably hit 200% or something. But at the end of the day, it was up 150%. And typically, whenever you see these stocks run, right, they're going and going and going. What will happen is it'll, whenever it has this final push, right, of 150% or whatever, typically you see a little bit of retracement, you know, if it's over 100% or something. And that's what we're seeing today, right? So they were down 32.22% at $45.80. And in the after hours, they are down an additional just under 5% for to be at $43.65, right? And so again, you know, I really don't chase. I wouldn't have chased any of these. And I would have missed this. But, you know, I'm starting to notice a small trend whenever these stocks run and consolidate. Granted, this was over just 3 days or 4 days, I suppose, if you want to include the big rip. There's something here that I've noticed. Like they'll go up 50%, 50%, 50%, and then they'll have their huge 100%. So, you know, just something I'm personally looking at, just in case in the future I do notice a pretty strong pattern. Maybe something that I will look into. As you know, I don't like to chase, but maybe something I can look into potentially integrating into my trading strategy in the future. But currently not really something I'm looking at, especially whenever it's just dipping right now. A strong retracement would probably be around here. I mean, we can do a Fibonacci really quick. We'll do it from, I guess I was supposed to start at the bottom of the run, but we'll just do it for here for now. And it's just like not a good place. Even if I adjusted this a little bit, it's already at around 70% retracement. I would expect, if I were to guess, I would probably expect some kind of bounce, maybe around $40 or a little bit higher. But yeah, I'd probably be looking for a bounce pretty soon. I really don't think it's going to drop. Then again, I really don't know why it ran up at all. I haven't even seen the news or anything as to why it ran up. Let's continue looking at the top losers for the day, see if we recognize anything, and then we'll hop into, or we'll catch up on the chat and then hop into Ortex. Yeah, that's all I'm really seeing. Diane, hello, welcome. Dandy says, what do you think about the Wells Fargo thing? I don't think I know about the Wells Fargo thing. Tells customers it's shuttering all personal lines of credit. I don't know what this means, like in the scheme of things, to be honest. Shutting down all personal credit lines. Is that like if you have a credit card, like you're shut down? Dude. Wells Fargo is eliminating all personal lines of credit in the next couple of weeks, according to a customer letter reviewed by CNBC. The credit lines, which generally run between $3,000 and $100,000, were marketed as a way for consumers to consolidate high interest credit card debt, pay for home improvements. Okay, so a bunch of things. Does anyone know if this counts as credit cards? Because this would be extremely interesting. Or is it just a personal, like a true personal credit line? Which it seems like it's a personal credit line, maybe not credit cards. But that's actually pretty interesting. I really don't know what to make of that, honestly. I don't think yeah, I'm not sure what that means for the company. Angelina, welcome. Purple hearts for Angelina. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop, welcome. Dislike ex-husband. What's up, Bambino? They're taking credit away. Yeah, I wonder if they're taking credit. All credit cards? My fiance has a credit card with them. What? Oh, she needs to check her mail. Bank of America doesn't do personal loans. Man, this is crazy. Just personal credit lines. I doubt it's credit cards. Okay, so we seem not credit cards. Okay, so I guess not credit cards. Jason, yay. Remind me to check Sundial in just a second. Let's take a look at, well, we'll take a look at Sundial really quick, and then we'll take a look at AMC. If it loads. SNDL. Okay, here you go for Sundial really quick so we can see utilization 92%. Short interest is actually extremely high, 18% over here. Shares on loan is 308 million shares. I'm not sure how many shares they have in their actual float, but honestly, this seems pretty crazy. And we can actually take a look at Sundial on the short interest and see what happened here. Short interest has been running. This stock looks like it's going to possibly explode. But, you know, I'm also taking a look at, was it Marin or MRIN? Marin is another one that I'm curious about, because if we take a look at Marin, Marin has a similar situation, right? Gosh, this stuff is crazy. We're going to continue to watch Marin and maybe Sundial as this continues to go. But let's take a look. Actually, I did want to take a look at Marin here before, and then we're finally, I promise, we're finally going to get into. So Marin was down 8.21% on the day, and the after hours currently up 0.23%. I feel like these guys, this is the retracement, and oh yeah, I mean, it's like picture perfect right here. These guys, if I were to guess, the level of, oh wait, this is right on my level. Yeah, this is right on my level of support and resistance. I think personally, if I were to guess, I think this is going to bounce and probably go for another run, but it's extremely risky. So be careful if this is something you're curious about. I haven't taken a position, but I just want to watch it and see if we can see anything going on here. Finally, the moment we've been waiting for. Let's take a look at AMC on Ortex, and let's see what's been going on with AMC. Okay, so AMC right here, we can see shares on loan T+2, so it is 98.65 million shares on loan. Short interest did go down just a tad, and you know, it seems to just be fluctuating between 18 and 19%, right? Goes above 19, comes back down to 18, kind of teetering around that way. Either way, like 18% is extremely high in the short interest, and I really don't think this is anything like it went down 0.5%, I think, which is not a big deal at all in my opinion. Now, as far as the borrow change, it looks like they did return 1.5 million shares. Really nothing to be concerned about, or nothing I'm personally concerned about. Excuse me. So yeah, so that is what that is. All right, let's continue here. So that's what, I mean, this is looking like. It's really not looking like anything too crazy. It's looking pretty strong. I think we're in a solid place. I mean, just going back to the charts here. I mean, looking great. Just kind of bounced off. Obviously, it just was heavily shorted, right? I don't even want to say sell off, because I don't think it's a sell off. I think it's it was heavily shorted. They really had some ammo. They saved some ammo. They went ahead, but look at the utilization, right? This utilization changed pretty drastically. I mean, this is going to continue to go up in my opinion. I wonder if I can. Yeah, we can see the utilization here, and you know, I don't know if I would say that there's a trend in the utilization of how the shorts happen. I mean, I see when the utilization goes up, whenever they cover whenever the stock runs, the utilization goes down a little bit, right? And that makes a lot of sense. And then it goes back up, and then it runs, and then it goes back down. And so, yeah, I suppose you could say that there is a correlation actually when you look at it. You can see different correlations of what happens. And so currently, I don't know if the utilization is high enough for AMC to quite go for like a crazy run. But it definitely, I mean, it is though, in my opinion. You know, they can still heavily short it, but all of the storm is basically ready to go, right? It is. I think it's ready for it to have a lightning strike and have a run. But I think it's just a matter of all the different factors, right? It's not just one thing. Like, it's not just the short interest that goes into it. It's the short. I think the short interest is probably a pretty good factor that it could solely do something off of that, but well, maybe not even solely, right? There's a lot more that goes into it. Oh yeah, you know what we haven't looked at in a while? I see Bambino talking about the options market. Let's take a look at the options. We'll take a look at the calls, and we will take a look and see what's been going on. So for tomorrow, nothing too crazy in the options that are standing out to me. The only thing is I wonder how much of these would have already been hedged for. I feel like we would probably have to hit a new high or hit something pretty high in order for us to see another gamma squeeze. See, I feel like we'd have to go on a run in order for us to really see something crazy. I'm trying to see when we have that a next huge options market. I might have already passed it. Yeah, let's actually go back a little bit. So this is tomorrow, and they're pretty good numbers. These are all actually pretty dang high. So if we see a good run, I mean, I'm not sure if we'd actually get a gamma squeeze, but we can actually check Stonko Tracker for good old AMC, and we can see how many options will expire in the money or at the current price. And so it would be 24,000 are currently in the money, and so, or 24,000, I think it's 2.4 million shares. So nothing too crazy. Previously when we gamma squeezed, it was around 19 million shares as opposed to 2.4 million. And I think there's probably something there. SSR is enforced. I think that was for today. Yeah, that's for today. I don't think it would be enforced tomorrow. We really didn't dip. I don't think enough for it to trigger again. No, I don't think so. So that's okay. AMC's still doing well in the after hours. Geez, at 49.26 currently, and looking good, looking strong. I would love to see a nice bounce, a beautiful bounce. I would love for us to test 60 again. Even if we consolidate around 60, I would love for us to go back up there and test it, get my option very in the money, and this way I can just keep reinvesting it. I have a weird little cycle going on where I keep investing, and I just keep investing these options. Sometimes, here's the deal, sometimes it goes really up and sometimes it goes really down, but that money is I just consider it in the stock, and so I'm not gonna take it. I'm just gonna keep on reinvesting it. Oh, as far as the Wells Fargo thing, David says the move would instead allow the banks to focus on credit cards and personal loans, the letter said. Okay. Black Widow will save us. I turned on my fan. You guys can probably hear it. Look at the options for next week. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. There's an okay amount over here. I mean, obviously for tomorrow, of course, there's going to be a lot more. I'm curious to see what happens tomorrow if we have another nice run like we did today or not. Weird. My internet kind of freaked out. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and let's see. Black Widow says, "Is this live?" AMC trading at 49.30. So I'm seeing 49.29 right now. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and continue over here. So something interesting that's going on is, where's this post right here? FINRA. So to Apes Not Leaving and all other self-directed investors, use your voice. FINRA requests comment on short interest position reporting enhancements and other changes related to short sale reporting. Comment period expires August 4th, 2021, right? And so this is important. I haven't figured out exactly what I would personally want to say in this. Obviously, we know the gist of it maybe it's just a matter of, I have a weird, how do I say this? I have a weird thing, right? It's almost like, and it's weird considering I have like a YouTube channel and stuff, because it's really not who I am as a person. And you'll see what I mean by this is like, I really don't, I'm one of those people that feel like, does my voice even matter? Like, does it even matter? Like, we know what's going on. We know this and that. But the thing is it does matter. It actually does matter. It's just hard for me to kind of get past that personal mental block of mine. Yeah, so sometimes it's hard for me even like making videos for the YouTube channel, just because it's like, well, everyone knows this, like, but realistically, whether people know it or not, I mean, some people don't know it, and the people who have heard it, maybe they aren't too sure about it, so just talk about it again, right? But anyways, so this is my point to that is, this is something that having the conversation going, letting people know, look, the apes care. Like, a lot of people care about what is going on in the market. A lot of people care about what is going on, right? And being able to express your opinions and whether they're going to take a tally or what, just saying what you think is going on, what might be going on, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff, it could help, right? Because these guys, why would they request comment? Like, why do they want your comments if not to either make a tally and then act on it, or see what people have to say? I mean, this stuff, I hope that they're not just taking it and then putting it in a box and then just tossing it, right? But hopefully they are hoping to do something with this. And so, something as simple as naked shorts, right? We had been talking about naked shorts literally for months and months and months, And what's funny is, whenever they said it on, I talked about this before, whenever they said it on TV, I was like, what's the big deal? Like, we all know about naked shorts, but they weren't talking about it on mainstream media. And whenever they finally started talking about it, we got that conversation going. Now, granted, has any change happened? I don't know, probably not. Is there change that will be coming because of this? Possibly, because we're talking about it now. The conversation is out there. But if people aren't talking about these things, then how are these people, how is anyone ever supposed to know about it if people aren't talking about it? So there's something in there. And so if you would like to share share a comment, let them know what's going on and what you think is going on, how people need to enforce the rules. Like, this is a good, potentially a good outlet, right? At least it's better to try something than not do anything. I see some people saying what FINRA is, and let me see if I can find a little definition here. So what is FINRA? So to protect investors and ensure the market's integrity, FINRA is a government-authorized, not-for-profit organization that oversees U.S. broker-dealers. We work every day to ensure that everyone can participate in the market with confidence, right? This is a perfect example. This is the exact entity that the apes need to enact change, right? And a government-authorized, not-for-profit organization that oversees U.S. broker-dealers. This is literally like, seems like the perfect people to talk about, to say, hey, something doesn't seem right in the market. We're not you guys. Like, we don't have your resources, your tools, la da da. We think we see something. Can you go in there and take a look? Like, take a look at what things don't add up. If everyone is holding this stock, if the stock is the most most held stock in the world or whatever, and it's just being heavily shorted or naked shorting or whatever's going on, like, we need a voice, right? We need someone on our side who's in the thick of it and can tell us what's going on. So keep that in mind whenever you're taking a look at this. I mean, I know I see a lot of people in chat like they're not enforcing the rules, they don't care. Well, make them care, make them listen to you, and this is a great way to do it, I think. Let's see, what is the difference between FINRA and SEC? Let's take a look. FINRA is a not-for-profit entity that is not part of the government. The SEC is a government organization that is meant to protect investors and ensure the integrity of the securities market. The SEC oversees FINRA and acts as the first level of appeal for actions brought by FINRA. Okay, and they're obviously tied in this way. So either way, I'm going to end it there because I know I'm just kind of going on and on. But let's just keep that in mind. All right, your voice matters. And you have until August 4th to do this, but I just wouldn't wait. I'm going to think about exactly what I want to say, and I'll submit mine. Looks like we can email comments. Look how easy that is. You can send an email to comment. You can email comments right here. That easy, okay? Don't sing, Corey. La da da. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me get caught up in the chat because I see it going nuts here. Oh, Brando, thank you for the super chat again. Brando says we dropped 12% before the rip. SSR will be 9N tomorrow. On tomorrow. Oh, just on tomorrow, I'm sure. As well, also news today, institutions buying $100 calls for 716 in a massive amount. Oh, good to know. Let's take a look actually at that one because I did not see that. So you said 716 at the $100 call. Oh, there's a bunch here. And and here's the deal. This is a great way. I love options so much for this reason. Like, here's the deal. If you want to spend, let's say you want to spend 22 bucks and you say, you know what? I think the squeeze is going to happen by next week. I'm sure of it. I'm willing to bet 22 bucks that we're going to be at $1,000 by the end of, you can make a lot of money with these kinds of options. And it's really not that expensive. And even if you want to practice playing options, test it out a little bit, you can get in options relatively cheaply. I mean, relatively cheap. Here's the AMC is probably a little more expensive than you can get into an option, but one of these lesser ones like Ford, maybe how much is a Ford option? See how cheap these Ford options are. Now granted, are they going to expire in the money? Probably not. But if you want to play it 2 weeks out, I mean, if you think the stock is going to run up, like you could play it for $7, right? And for me personally, this is what I did. I just started playing some options and just it was cheap. I was like, you know what, I can either throw away $7 on skins in a video game, or I can play this option and maybe I'll make some money or something, and I'll learn about it at the very least. And this is what I started doing. I mean, you can play this one for $4. I mean, it really is, in my opinion, worth it to get your feet wet and try these things out, especially just because of the power of options. And personally, I like to do something, if I were to go long on Ford, I would go far out. I was like, you know what? By January of next year, I think something's going to happen, right? Something's going to go crazy by January. So you can play it, have a strike of $15, and you can say, okay, it's going to cost me $127. But even if the stock just goes to $20, I mean, off my $127 bet, I just made $400. So great ways to learn these things. How's Senseonics doing? I'm not even paying attention to Senseonics these days. 6.3. We'll have to hold. We'll have to hold strong on that one. All right, let's continue on the chat. Ant says AMC squeeze will crash the market, and it's hard to tell. I mean, it's possible. Personally, I really don't have many other plays going on than AMC, partially for that reason, but mostly because I don't think those other plays that I had were gonna make me nearly as much money as AMC, right? So for AMC, if I'm anticipating 1,000 times return, whereas the other stocks I'm expecting 20% return. I'd rather just play the potential 1,000% return than the 20% return. That's kind of how I played it. Now it is risky, especially to get in. I think it's going to be, personally, this is my own personal thoughts, is I think it's personally probably worth it to get in now, but it is a little more risky, especially if you're paper hands, especially if you go all in now, whenever we're at $47. Whereas if you would have gone all in at $5 or $10, whenever you feel like, this stock is just going to be $20 easy by the end of the year without a squeeze, then, the different thought processes. But yeah. There you go. Black Widow knew what I was saying. I completely understand what you're saying. I think the number of comments will make the difference. The SEC can't continue to ignore the problem. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I think here's the deal. Personally, I like to think, right? I guess I'm a little more optimistic. I like to think that the SEC and these other entities are trying to do change, but it takes a little while, right? They have to find the cause of the issue, and if they're going to prosecute anyone, if they have, there's a bunch of things that they have to do before they finally make their moves. All right, let's go ahead and continue over here. So let's look at this. So keep in mind, this is a Reddit article. I just pulled it up. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not. It's a tinfoil hat time, okay? Just keep that in mind. We'll tinfoil hat it. I'm going to read just a part of this because I think it's kind of interesting. I'm just going to read this first paragraph really quick because I thought it was an interesting thought process. And we'll see if, you can make your own conclusion, though. All right, you can think for yourself on this one. So this is actually why the price is rebounding again, just like tinfoil hat. For the last couple of days, the tank has been, or the price has been tanking due to hedge fund short attacks and their typical shenanigans. All right, we all know that our buys don't apply, blah blah blah, to the pressure. So why has the price been rising in the last hour? Because the hedge funds themselves are boosting the price. Why would they do this, you ask? Because it's all part of a classic hedge fund psychological attack they've been pulling off for years. And so basically, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically what it goes into is they basically say, okay, they hold you down, then they let it run. I don't think they actually boosted the price. I would think they probably just didn't short. And by not shorting, the stock automatically runs by itself. That would be my hypothesis as to why it ran like that. And then whenever the stock goes up, people say, oh my gosh, we're finally out of all this red. I almost lost everything. I could have lost everything. So I'm going to get out. And then what it does is while it ran, it makes paper hands get out because they're like, oh my gosh, I can't afford to lose this money. They rethink their whole life. They freak out. They panic. And they actually panic sell on the way up because they're scared it's going to dip again, and they're scared of what it means. So pretty interesting how this it's a pretty interesting concept. That's what they're saying. I don't know if it's actually accurate. Whenever you hear it like that, it kind of makes sense. But just keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. I don't know if they're just going to continue to short it some more, if it's going to go down. But it looks like we are testing this $49 level of, man, is this right on point? Where's this level that I have right here? Looks like we are testing this $49 level of resistance, and we're gonna see if we push through it. Hopefully in the morning. I would love for us to push through this, and now we're on another bull run, but we'll have to see if we, after how the test goes, if we're gonna test it and break through it, or if we're gonna reject. Roy says, I'm strapped in. There's no leaving the rocket. Greg says, should I sell AMC and GME? Greg, you have to make your own financial decisions, my friend. We cannot tell you what to do. However, look at the DD, look at the numbers, look at the Ortex numbers, and see this is heavily shorted. They're still shorting it. They haven't covered. You know, but if you need the money, if you need to pay bills and take care of yourself, you know, do what you need to do. As for me, I like the stock. How do we have two Greg Shepherds in here? There's weird stuff going on. Let's see if there's any other articles that we wanted to take a look at. I see cool things like this, and I just want to look at it. Apes holding through the dip. Yep, about accurate right there. So this is interesting. Someone said they spoke to someone at Citadel. I think it was like a Uber driver or something. Oh, are they? Oh, they're an Uber driver. Oh, very interesting. After a little dancing around and acting like I never invested a day in my life, he basically said he's going to be going in for a briefing of all meme stock financials, mentions, and sentiment on Reddit and across all social media. Oh, very interesting. I would love to see. Oh yeah, the video would be very interesting. So again, we don't know if this is accurate, if this isn't accurate, who knows what. So just keep that in mind. But I think this is extremely interesting. See if there's anything else here. This person says, every hedge fund I talk to is bleeding a little or a lot. Yeah, I mean, and we know that, right? We know that they're bleeding up. We know that they're all bleeding, right? Because whenever you have a short position, you have to pay the short interest. Easy as that. No ifs, ands, or buts. Even in the Big Short, right? These guys were paying so much money in the Big Short for their short position, right? And granted, this is different than what happened with us, but in that movie, if you watch it, pay close attention, they were bleeding money for how long were they bleeding money for? For over a year, I think. Just bleeding money. And eventually what happened was they were able to the market crashed and they made a lot of money. But yeah, I see Chris right here. Chris says, I feel like it's too close to try and switch to Webull. I just hope Robinhood doesn't restrict. What do you think, Chris? I personally think you have plenty of time. Okay. To switch, it's extremely easy. There's a bunch of YouTube tutorials on how to switch. Basically, what you need to do is you need to say, I think you go to your brokerage that you're going to switch to. So it looks like you're going to go to Webull. I personally went to Fidelity because Webull did restrict trading temporarily, but they did restrict it, if we're being just fully transparent here. And what you do, yeah, there you go. Diane knows. Diane's got you. And Lee's got you too. So they've got you. So I'm not even going to say it. You go to another brokerage, you say you want to transfer in, you transfer in. The one thing I will say is if you have any options, you have to make sure your options are enabled in your new brokerage before you switch. If your options are not enabled in your new brokerage before you switch, I've been told that they will, whenever I called Fidelity, they said, if you don't have options enabled, and you switch, then you're going to those options will be settled, right? And you probably don't want them settled, so keep that in mind. Black Widow this weekend. Bambino says, haha, check out the post that showed where there were 500 to 600 articles. Yeah, actually, I have seen that post. I don't know if it was today, but I saw a previous post. It wasn't that many articles, but it was about, there were like 20 or 30 posts or something. It was ridiculous. And it was insane. It was just insane how all these people, and remember, it's just clickbait. That's all they want. And maybe they are trying to do all this stuff, but it's crazy. CT, welcome to the crew. Thank you for becoming a member. Very, very cool. What's a good stock movie? Mike, if you haven't seen The Big Short, highly recommend it. It's so relevant to what is going on right now. So relevant, right? It's very good. And it's such a good watch. Gosh, it's a good watch. Some interesting ones that are a little more wrinkled brain, I would say, is Wall Street. The one with Shia LaBeouf is pretty interesting. What else? I saw The Big Short. So yeah, Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps is an interesting one. It's not really what's going on with this, but I personally like watching it. It's very interesting to see just the amount of stupid money that these guys have, and like how they deal in money, and how like money and reputation. It's kind of interesting. But what else? People say Margin Call. I personally have not seen Margin Call yet. It's on my list, on my to-do list. What else? Oh, Inside Job. Oh, and another eye-opening documentary is Enron. The Enron documentary. It's called Enron, the Smartest People in the Room, something like that. But holy smokes, that one is crazy. Margin Call is good. Okay, yeah, people seem to really like Margin Call. Oh, Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street is obviously crazy. I'm sure you've probably already seen Wolf of Wall Street. That's the big one. Hello. Well, not only an amazing movie, but it shows you the shadiness of. I can't believe no one said Wolf of Wall Street. What's wrong with you people? What the heck? What kind of chat is this? Wolf of Wall Street, so good. It's just number one. It's like a crazy movie. It's such a good movie. But number two, it shows you the filthy amount of money that these guys make, the craziness that they do, the debauchery, and you know how they get greedy, how they go crazy. But yeah, another good one. Let me see if there's anything else here. I'm going to be going to dinner with my fiance, so we're going to find something in a little bit. But I want to see if there's anything else to talk about. I mean, obviously, here's the deal. It's easy to hold on the green days, right? Green days are so easy to hold. I'm hyped up. I'm sure all you guys are excited as well. And I think it's, you know, people are buying on the dip, buying on the dip, buying on the dip. And these guys are feeling good, right? Good for them. They should feel good. Let's see. Oh, this is pretty. Oh my gosh. The apes are talented though. Mitch Hedberg. If you guys want to see some good comedy, Mitch Hedberg is so good. He says one of his jokes is this is an adaptation of his joke. He goes, "I used to buy AMC stock. I still do, but I used to too." This guy's funny. Or he was funny. He passed, unfortunately. Michael says, thank you for the super chat. Michael says, for proof we are winning, Google Nomura Bank and read the Reuters article. All right, we'll take a look at this. Oh, Greg, thank you for subscribing, my friend. Nomura Bank, and click on the Reuters article. Reuters article. Okay, so Japan's Nomura plans to suspend part of Cash Prime Brokerage's business. Okay, this is pretty short. We'll give this a quick read. So let's see. They plan to suspend that after sustaining a 2.9 billion hit from the collapse of U.S. investment fund Archegos. That name sounds familiar, doesn't it? A person familiar with the matter said on Wednesday. The move comes after Nomura, Japan's top brokerage and investment bank, reviewed its prime brokerage business and vowed to enhance risk management in the wake of the Archegos loss. Specifically, Nomura plans to stop prime brokerage services in US and European cash stocks, the source says. The person declined to be identified as the matter was private. The bank will continue to continue cash prime brokerage service with Japanese and Asia stocks, as well as the prime brokerage business with US stock derivatives, where the bank has strength. Okay, they declined comment. Dang, so this is pretty interesting. So I think the big part here is, let's see, 2.9 billion hit from the collapse of the US from Archegos, right? That's crazy. Keep in mind also that I believe, well, where is this from? Oh, Japan. Okay, I think I think it's specifically just China then, because remember, China, I think it was Wanda, where Wanda was from, and Wanda had to, one of the reasons they had to get out is because they were getting pressure actually from the, I believe it was the Chinese government forcing them to kind of move. They were getting a lot of pressure, and this is something Adam Aaron spoke about in his interview with Trace Trades. Chris, thank you for the super chat. Chris says, I know Robinhood restricted buying. Can they restrict selling? So they did not restrict selling. This is true, but keep in mind, whenever 95% of a stock is being held in Robinhood and they restrict the buying, which way do you think that stock is going to go, right? But from what I've heard, they have restricted selling in the past, and they restricted selling, buying and selling, because their system was just down. And I think it was more specifically for like crypto. I'm not sure if it was actually for any stocks, but maybe their crypto market was new and the system wasn't working right, or maybe they pulled the plug because they were going to lose money, or who knows what it was. People could speculate all day, regardless whether it's their fault, not their fault. Whatever, they already messed up. They've messed up so many times. They have fines and fines. I just released a video on my channel about a $65 million fine because of what their shenanigans. I probably have a video coming out about other fines that they're going to be messed up on. It just doesn't end with these guys, right? It's not worth it for me personally. But they're not supposed to restrict buying or selling. They got a $70 million fine, I think, didn't they, for restricting stuff? Or was that for restricting? I don't know. They're not supposed to restrict buying or selling, but they did. They restricted buying, and I think they have restricted selling before, whenever their system goes down or whatever happens, right? And I'd hate for them to magically have a system outage whenever the thing is squeezing. Maybe it's on its way back down. And then on the way back down, now, you can't buy or sell. I don't know what would happen. Here's the deal. If they want to stay in business, if they don't want to get in any more trouble, they will not restrict buying or selling. But if their system is actually broken and not good, then yeah, William, thank you. This is what I'm trying to say. Robinhood has 49 class action lawsuits. Just not where I want to be. Not where I want to be. CT says, I don't want you to lose out, man. Transfer, it's not worth the risk. And that's what I'm really trying to say, that I'm not saying very well at all. Is for me, it's just not worth the risk. Enron, the smartest guys in the room, is great. Yes, Black Widow, that's the one I was talking about. So eye-opening, so gosh, it just upsets you how they were literally making things. I mean, oh my gosh, they're just making things up. So a quick snippet of what they would do. One of the things they did is they would say, okay, we're going to start a We'll use an easy example. Imagine if I said, okay, I'm going to go start a lawnmower business. I think I'll probably make $1 million this first year, right? So, okay, I'll just go ahead and put it in my books as I made $1 million, right? And they actually put that on their books that they made $1 million. And imagine if I was like 2 months later, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to do this anymore. And I leave the profit on my books and I'm done. I'm not mowing lawns anymore. And that's boom. I have good news is I made $1 million on paper. So you guys should invest in my company. We're doing really great. Look at the mill. And that's what they did, guys. Stuff like that. And it's unreal. You have to laugh, honestly, because there's no way. Can you imagine the goal it takes to do something like that? I can't. I could never, ever. What are we eating for dinner? Potato chip. Vimino, I'm not sure what we're gonna eat tonight, but I'm sure it'll be something delicious. My fiance has good taste. Actually, speaking of that, I think that was everything I kind of to go over today, guys. Like, I just wanted to, just obviously touch base and talk about what's been going on. I do want people to think about what they are gonna say, and please make sure you submit something to the FINRA. If you're not sure what to say, just kind of look on I'm sure people are gonna have good ideas on the subreddit. I check Superstonk and AMC stock subreddits and see if anyone gives you any kind of inspiration or ideas, or maybe over the course of the next month, take 1 month and what I do is I keep a notepad on my phone, and I just write a notepad. I say, okay, well, today if there's naked shorting, like what is it called, if I see somebody talk about dark pool trading, I'm like, look, dark pool trading, look into this. I don't know about it, but see if there's something there. Or see, I think they've been naked shorting. Like, please look into on AMC and on all the stocks, right? I think they've been doing this. And then the next day, if you don't see something, then don't write anything. And the next day, just keep a tally, and then eventually you'll have enough substance to put in an email, and you'll feel good about it, and you'll send it off. So yeah, but so keep that in mind. But that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. I always appreciate you guys hanging out here. I can always count on you guys, and it's pretty cool. I appreciate that. But we're gonna do something cool tonight. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'll let you guys know tomorrow. You guys have a fantastic night. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.